Bob Terry, and welcome to another wonderful episode of The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond. It's a fantastic, action-packed Western. It's 30 minutes long. It's in black and white, and I do apologize. Some of the episodes, the film quality is a little rough. These are older television shows that just were not really preserved as they should have been, and we aired here the best copies we can find. And we appreciate you coming by here, and I know you'll enjoy this show. It is action-packed. And if you'd like to see The Adventures of Kit Carson and many other fantastic, classic, family-friendly Western television shows, come on by www.westernsontheweb.com. Get ready for The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond, and it's all brought to you free by Wild West Toys, Toy Gun Town website. You can shop with us at www.toyguntown.com. Enjoy the show.
Wait there, Toro. Ah, Kid, let me go with you. I know this Judge Trumbull. He's a brave and honorable man, muy simpático.
He's the best. His message said he wanted to see me alone.
Are we not, compadres? Where you go, I go. Besides, I'm nobody. I'll be the little man who is not there.
You're so right. You won't be there because you're going to be here. I'll join you later.
Whoa.
Howdy, Judge.
Kit, I got your message. You're not Kit Carson.
That's right, Judge. But don't worry. Carson will be along directly.
You're Boone Williams, the curly-haired kid.
Right again. Remember what I told you after you sentenced me to 10 years in the territorial prison?
You said you would...
And I'm a man who always keeps his promise. Shot down like a dog.
all about?
You killed my father. I saw you do it, and I'll get you for it if it takes the rest of my life.
Now, wait a minute. Who's your father?
Judge Eli Trumbull. As if you didn't know.
Judge Trumbull.
Ay, Chihuahua.
But I had no reason to kill your husband, Mrs. Trumbull. He was my friend. I loved and respected him.
As did everyone in New Mexico. His death will be a great loss to the territory.
But I saw him do it. I saw you.
Mrs. Trumbull, you must believe me.
What were you doing riding out there, Kit?
I got a message from the judge saying he wanted me to meet him at Monument Rock alone.
Who brought the message?
A rider I'd never seen before, Matt. He brought the message to me at Rayado. El Toro and I were stopping at the hotel on our way to Taos.
How'd the judge know you'd be there?
I generally stopped in to see him when I was in this section of the country. But it did seem kind of strange he wanted me to meet him so secretly.
Do you know anything about this meeting? Why the judge asked for it?
He's lying. It was just the other way around. Carson sent a message for my dad to come out and meet him. And come out alone.
Who brought that message?
Some stranger. But he said he knew Dad. He even came back to warn me that it might be a trap. That somebody might bushwhack Dad.
And that's why you followed him?
Yeah, but I was too late to be of any help. But I saw Carson shoot him down without giving him a chance.
Matt, this is a trap. Can't you see that? I never sent that message.
If you only had El Toro as a witness, Kit.
I know he should not leave me behind. Now I really am the man who was not there.
But the judge's message said he wanted to see me alone.
An eyewitness swears he saw you kill Judge Trumbull. I've got to arrest you, Kit. Hand over your guns.
Sheriff, I know you're a friend of Carson's, so I'm warning you now not to let him escape. If he does, I'll gun him down if it's the last thing I ever do.
Come on, Kit. Sorry, Kit.
You've got your job to do, Matt.
But I don't have to enjoy it. Judge Trumbull was a big man in these parts. He pioneered here. He fought for law and order and the rights of the Indian. People ain't gonna like it when word gets out what happened.
That's what worries me.
Do not worry, Kit. El Toro will think of something to get you out of there pronto.
What have you got in mind, Toro?
You'll see, my friends. I will not fail you, compadre. Hasta luego. Maria, I must speak with you. Please let me in.
El Toro, you should not be here. What's in your clay? He will shoot you.
El Toro fears no man. Querida mía.
Un momento. You said you must speak with me. Is this how you talk with words?
Well, my mind is filled with words, but my heart is filled with love. At the sight of your beauty, my brain is afire, and the words are destroyed.
Very pretty. Your heart is filled with love. And so is that of your amigo Kit Carson, I suppose?
Kit Carson did not kill Judge Trumbull. That is what I must see you about. Maria, did you see the man who brought the message supposed to come from Kit Carson?
See, I see him.
Did you know him?
I know him. He is bad, muy malo. I see him, but he did not see me.
His name, Chiquita, his name.
The man who brought the message to Judge Trumbull, he was Monty Maringer.
Monty Maringer? Are you sure?
I am sure. I see him many times in Santa Fe when I go there to visit my aunt and uncle.
Maria, why did you not tell this to Judge Trumbull?
Because I am afraid. And now, because I did not tell him, the judge is dead.
You could not know this, Chiquita. And now you save Kit Carson's life, perhaps. A life for a life is an even trade, no?
Monty Maringer, one of the curly-haired kids' gang, but nobody would identify him.
Well, people knew, but they were afraid to tell, like Maria. He was a bad hombre. He'd just as soon shoot you as spit on you. Well, now we know who killed Judge Trumbull, eh?
Boone Williams, the curly-haired kid.
Yeah, but he's in the territorial prison. Remember, you caught him, Kit.
That's right. He was sentenced to 10 years by the judge. He threatened to kill both the judge and myself when he got out.
Yeah, but that was only 7 years ago.
The curly-haired kid was released 2 weeks ago. His sentence was shortened for good behavior.
Good behavior. He's been playing possum for 7 years just so he could get a chance like this.
He was the one Clay Trumbull saw.
Sure. He planted the idea that the judge was coming out to meet me. And then dressed like me and riding a horse like
So
mine.
now you can let Kid out of jail. No, Sheriff Ordway.
Now, hold on a minute. We can't prove anything yet. We've got to find the curly-haired kid.
He went back to the Panhandle where he used to hole up.
There's no law in the Panhandle. It's outside any state or territory. I can't go after him there.
No, Matt, but I can.
You asking me to release you, Kit? Why, with the feeling against you now, I'd be the honored guest at a lynching bee and run out of office to boot.
I'm not asking you to release me, Matt. I'm going to break jail. Cover him, Toro.
Get the drop on me and take my gun.
Oh, see.
The keys are on my desk, along with Kit's guns.
Thanks, Matt. I know the chances you're taking for me.
No, on my desk.
It's El Toro. He's up to something. That's why I followed him.
Sheriff! They got the drop on me.
Come on, boys. Carson's broken out. Come on, they're getting away. Back, Harry!
Kid, I don't like this always running away from Clay Trumbull.
He's a hot-headed kid, and we don't want to hurt him.
But he don't feel that way about you.
I know, but we don't want him to do anything foolish.
I agree with you that killing us would be foolish, but how do we get that idea out of his head?
Come on.
What to?
To the last place he'd expect us to go, to the Trumbull home.
What, are you loco, kid? Ay, caray.
Mrs. Trumbull, I'd like to have a little talk with you.
No. Talking won't help now. Go away.
The judge was my friend.
But Clay saw him.
Clay saw someone he thought was me. That's what I'd like to talk to you about.
All right. Come in.
Mrs. Trumbull, I just broke jail in order to find your husband's killer. El Toro and I are going out for him right now.
But that's a job for the sheriff. You can't take the law into your own hands.
Where we're going, there is no law. The Panhandle.
El Toro, you are going into the Badlands. I am afraid for you.
It's nothing. Nada.
I want you to talk to Clay. I want you to stop him from trailing us. We're going into mighty dangerous country, and I can't be responsible for his safety.
What can I do?
Reason with him. Try to make him understand that I want to find his father's killer as much as he does.
The boy won't listen to me. He believes what he saw.
Then I'm sorry, Mrs. Trumbull. Toro?
I will wait for your return, El Toro.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.
Where have you been all night?
Carson broke jail. I'll see you later, Ma.
Clay, listen to me. You can't take the law into your own hands.
I'm going after him.
But you can't. They're riding into the Panhandle, the Badlands.
Good, I'll be right behind them.
Oh, no, son, no.
Look, I'm not a kid. I know what I'm doing.
The border. Once we're in the Panhandle, we're on our own.
In an outlaw's paradise.
You want to go back?
Where you go, I go. We don't have to use our own names.
Oh, yes, we do.
But everybody knows the name of Kit Carson. It will not be safe.
Well, that's the whole idea. In case we can't find the curly-haired kid, word will get to him that we're in the Panhandle, and he'll come looking for us. He won't want us to get back across the border alive.
That's exactly what I mean.
The kid and his gang used to headquarter at Mule Springs. It's only a short ride from here.
You're Kit Carson. We don't like lawmen in the Panhandle.
I've been on the side of the law in my time, but a man can change sides.
Meaning what?
I generally don't like strangers asking me questions, mister. But in your case, I'll make an exception. They had me for murder back in Rialto. With the help of my good friend, I broke jail.
That's right, senor. I help him. They take Kit for killing Judge Trumbull.
Well, that story of the jailbreak can be checked.
The news will probably come through in the next stagecoach.
You can stay, but you'll have to turn in your guns until then.
I'll keep my guns.
Me too. I feel so naked without them. Kit, I don't like this. Everybody's watching us. I feel like eyes are crawling over me like little bugs.
Sure, that's one of the kid's gang.
That means the curly-haired kid is here.
That's right. And as soon as we're sure that he knows we're here, then we'll leave.
Well, the sooner we get away from these unfriendly Mule Springs, the better I'll feel. We ride all this way only to turn around and ride back.
That's right. They won't want us to get back across the border alive.
Ah, so we lead them a merry chase like the fox and hounds, no?
That's right. And if we want to take the kid back with us, we got to get him out of this town.
Kid, are you sure that we're the bait, or are we the ones that are walking into the trap?
Good. I've got Carson right where I want him, in my own backyard.
What about his sidekick?
We'll take care of both of them.
Tortillas con frijoles. I'm weak from hunger, Kid. Is there time for us to eat?
Maybe it would be better if we split up. That way we can watch both sides of the street.
And I need nourishment to replenish my strength.
All right, go ahead and eat.
And if you need me, I'll come immediately, if not sooner.
Keep your wits about you and stay out of trouble.
Trouble? How could I get into any more trouble than we have already?
You know what I mean, senoritas.
But it's my stomach that's hungry, kid, not my heart. Besides, from now on, I'm true only to Maria.
Out the back way.
Tortillas con frijoles, food for the strong and the brave.
Toro! Come on, Toro!
Your guns, Toro. Now take it a little bit easier the rest of the way, gentlemen.
You're not going back to New Mexico, Carson. Drop those guns.
You.
Face me, Carson, or you'll get it in the back like you deserve.
If you want the killer of your father, there he is. Take a good look. He's the curly-haired kid. He threatened to get your father, and he did.
The curly-haired kid? I've seen your face in a lot of posters. And the man who sent me out after my father.
Thank you, Kit, for saving my son from a tragic mistake.
I'm afraid I made a fool of myself.
Curly had us both fooled for a while.
Where's your friend El Toro? I should thank him, too.
I will always be true to you, querida. I do not ever look on another girl.
What about the girl in Mule Springs, El Toro?
What girl, Kit?
Why, the waitress at the cantina, remember? We were so interested in one another, we pretty near didn't get out of town alive.
So, you, deceiver, Don Juan, El Toro, the Bull, that is a good name for you.
Te equivocas. Te quiero de ver.
I was hoping it would teach him a lesson, but I doubt it.
I really hope you enjoyed The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond. And it's all brought to you free by our Toy Gun Town website, www.toyguntown.com. Come by and shop with us. We've got a lot of Western items there for you to see. Lots of Western toys, some fantastic American-made toys. Come on by and see us. I'm Bob Terry. We hope to see you again on down the trail. Have a great day. Hi, I'm Bob Terry, and you are watching Westerns on the Web, brought to you free by Wild West Toys, the only manufacturer of American-made Western toy cap guns. And I'm sitting here with Don Reynolds, and Don, the only TV series you were ever on is Kit Carson, right?
That's right.
The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond, and we're bringing you those free here on the web. Anyway.
Yeah, I did do one other episode with Lassie.
Oh, now that's an episode of a TV show?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what the title of that is?
No, but I doubled little Timmy driving a ostrich in a cart against a racehorse.
So you were a stuntman?
I was a stuntman.
All right, okay. And so, but they didn't feature you at all. You were just a stunt double, like Jock Mahoney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Don was in the Teton Tornado with Bill Williams and Don Diamond, and you haven't seen that since when?
Since right after it came out.
Well, it was filmed in '51, and so anyway, so you don't remember much about it, probably.
Not really.
Okay, so we're going to watch the Teton Tornado.
Okay.
And what can you remember about it right now? Anything? Any specifics?
I remember riding the racehorse, which is what they got me for, and I remember flubbing one line for about 6 times. I was supposed to come in and say Mom Vi or Mom V, one or the other, and I was wrong every time for about 6 shots, and finally I got it.
How did everybody else do? Were they nailing their lines?
No, they were doing fine. It was just me.
Were you nervous, or was it just...
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know that was the last acting that I did.
Were you just done with it by then?
I think so. I was wanting to get out.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we're going to watch the Teton Tornado, and then we're also going to... well, you'll be able to watch it right after this interview, and then we're going to have some stuff here at the end, too. We're going to talk about it a little bit.
You covered, Toro.
Kit Carson.
And what are you doing here?
Well, I take refuge from the sun. Besides, it's much more romantic to ride in the cool of the evening.
You mean that's when you can smell a good supper cooking in some wayside kitchen?
Always you catch on to me.
You want to come along?
Well, will the job be interesting?
Might be. Oh, tell them what it might lead to.
Well, what are we waiting for? Vámonos.
Carson. Sit down and make yourself comfortable.
Get any information for me?
Well, nothing that you don't already know. The man you're after has been going up and down California, tricking horsemen with an unbeatable swindle. All of his races are crooked, but I can't prove it.
Maybe we will soon. Here's the latest Sacramento paper. Your ad's on the front page.
All right, where nobody can miss it. Wanted to buy a fine quarter horse. Must be very fast. John Maxwell, Ukiah, California. Well, that should get us some offers. Well, that's that shooting gallery down the street.
I know. El Toro's running it. I'll see if he's got any information for me.
You mean you've had him planted here all week?
El Toro and I always work together. See you later, John.
In the white. Better luck next time. Why don't you try again, senor? 5 shots for only $1. Oh, by the way, caballero, do you know anyone who has for sale a very fine and very fast quarter horse? Kit Carson, amigo. Buenos dias.
El Toro. Good morning.
Did you say Kit Carson?
Seguro, that's the name his father gave him. I'm forgetting my manners, amigos. This is Ned Bonner, my very efficient assistant.
Glad to know you, Ned.
Say, I bet you can make mincemeat out of that old target.
Yeah, which reminds me, Chico, we better change the target to get ready for the next customer.
Sure thing.
Did you get any information for me on this horse swindle?
Every sport in the county tries to win this ham, but nobody has for sale a fine, fast quarter horse.
Well, Maxwell's ad just came out in the paper. Maybe that'll lead us to our man.
Kit.
You old son of a gun. Brad Randall. The last I heard of you, you were on the upper Sacramento doing some trapping. How'd you make out?
Oh, I didn't catch nothing. Those miners moved in like a bunch of locusts. So I said to myself, Brad, you've been clean bankrupt by the gold rush. Only one way to get even. Go down and raid the settlements.
Yeah, I guess you have got something coming. Oh, by the way, this is my good friend El Toro, Brad. Howdy.
It's always a pleasure to meet the friends of Kit Carson. Would you like to try your skill with the 6-gun? For $1 and 5 shots in the black, you can win this delicious ham.
Sure.
All 5 in the black.
Oh, adios, Senor Jamon. You've been a good servant and a faithful ham. Now go to the table of this fortunate winner.
What's your name, son?
It's Ned, sir.
My friends call me Brad. Want to do something for me?
Sure, mister. Brad.
Take this home and give it to your mother with my compliments.
Gee, thanks, Brad. She can use it. She certainly can. May I take it right home, El Toro? In time for supper.
Sí, muchacho, ándale.
Smart boy. Who's his father?
Well, it's not a happy story. His father's the late Judge Bonner.
Ah, sounds like a good family.
But not a rich one. His mother runs a boarding house. I wish you'd put up there, Kit. She needs the money and the food is magnifico.
Thanks for the tip.
Since I'm now out of business, I can take you there pronto. Hasta la vista.
See you, Brad.
All right, Kit. Well, you can see he's built for speed. But don't take my word for it. Try him out for yourself. But I want to warn you, don't give him slack rein or he'll set the prairie on fire.
Well, fair enough.
Just bring him back when you're satisfied and pay me the money.
You'll be here?
No, a friend of mine recommended a boarding house of a Mrs. Bonner. You'll find me there. Mrs. Bonner?
I'm Miss Bonner. Where are your manners? A gentleman doesn't stare at a lady.
I'm no gentleman. I'm Brad Randall. Where do I bunk?
I'm sorry, all our rooms are filled tonight.
Now, El Toro told me you're open for business, and you needed the money. There you are. Cash on the barrelhead. There's plenty more where that came from.
Just a minute.
Oh, don't bother to show me. I'll just Pick a bunk that suits my build.
Go on with your game, gentlemen. Supper isn't quite ready yet.
Oh, gracias, senora.
Come on in. Oh, Mr. Maxwell. Back mighty soon. Shake hands with my friend El Toro.
Howdy.
Well, what'd you think of my quarter horse?
He's back in the corral.
Well, I asked you what you thought of him.
Well, I'd rather not embarrass you with an opinion.
What kind of talk is that? What's the matter with him?
Well, he lacks speed. I've got an old horse out the ranch called Rusty. Could beat him blindfolded.
Well, I got $500. Says my horse will beat him or any other horse in the state.
Brad, I wouldn't make a bet like that with Maxwell. After all, he's timed both horses. He knows he has the faster one.
I still make my claim. My horse will beat his nag. El Toro, you be the stakeholder.
Just a minute, Brad.
He made his brag. Now let him put up or shut up. There's mine. Match it.
You consider this man responsible?
El Toro can be trusted with anybody's money, except his own.
Gracias, amigo. Where do you want the race to be run?
I've got a piece of road out the ranch measured off.
Anytime, any place. Suits me.
How about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning?
I'll be there.
I'll see you.
So this is how you raid the settlements.
I know what I'm doing.
Caramba, $500 is a lot of money to win or to lose.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Supper is served, boys.
What's on the stove?
Oh, a surprise treat. Something you don't often see in these parts. Baked Virginia ham.
Huh.
What's so funny about Virginia ham?
I shot it. Oh, come here, son.
Oh, hello, Brad.
You want to do me a favor?
Why, sure. Anything you want. You know that.
Can you ride a fast horse?
Yes, sir. I've had my own horse ever since I was a kid.
Well, I want you to ride one of mine tomorrow. Would you do that for me?
Would I?
Good boy.
Say, the boys would like to bet another 20 on our horse. How about it?
You're on, gents.
My horse is in the lead.
Yeah, but he won't hold it. Come on, Ned.
Ride him, Shorty. Your horse certainly didn't run like the one I clocked yesterday.
He's the same. And my boy ran him fair and square. I'll take my money now. Nice going, Ned. I'll come out right back to town with me.
Well, what do you make of it, Kit?
Haven't quite decided yet. See you later. Hasta luego.
Mom, Vi, look what I earned this morning.
$20.
And Brad promised me I could ride all of his races. You and Vi won't need to take in boarders anymore.
You crazy kid.
I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a jockey now.
I don't think you better plan on a career as a jockey for Brad Randall or anyone else.
Remember, you were going to apprentice in Senator White's office and become a judge someday like your father was.
But we need the money right now. And besides, Brad said I could win every time I ride.
In this life, muchacho, things are not so well ordered.
He's right, Ned.
But I could have won by more than 6 lengths this morning if I hadn't held my horse back like Brad told me.
I know. Brad didn't want anyone to know just how fast that horse really is. Is Mr. Randall up in his room?
No, he hasn't come in yet.
It's funny, his horse is outside.
I rode him in. Brad took the racehorse down to the creek. Wanted to water him.
Yes, I guess he was pretty thirsty after that race.
And also muy caliente. Mira, your amigo, he comes now.
Well, a reception for the winner. Step right up, ladies, and name the presents you want.
How about a ring for that pretty little hand, Vi?
This is a boarding house, not a dance hall. I'll help you fix dinner, Mother. Come on, Ned. We need some more wood for that stove.
She ain't she? It's like a slap in the face from a beaver's tail.
You're not in the mountains anymore, Brad.
I can take care of myself.
Sure, the tornado of the Tetons, taking just what he wants, high, wide, and handsome. Not caring very much how he gets it. Step up to my room, Brad. I'd like to have a little talk with you.
Same old teacher, huh? Or is it nursemaid?
What's on your mind? Our old friendship, a horse race, and a race that you just won with a ringer.
A ringer? Well, what's a ringer, kid? You know I'm just an ignorant mountain boy.
A ringer is a horse that is rung in on a race under a different name. A horse that only the owner knows is running. You should know all about ringers, Brad. You just had Ned ride one for you.
What makes you suspect me of a thing like that?
Because the horse you just rode into town is not the horse that ran the race. If he were, you would have walked him back to town while he cooled off. Not rode him while he was still hot.
Take a look at him yourself.
I did. They're enough alike to be twins, which they probably are. The horse that ran against Maxwell's horse is a better horse. He has better shoulders. That's why you're in such a hurry to get away after the race this morning.
You're smarter than I gave you credit for. You know, you and me ought to go partners.
What you ought to do is go over to Maxwell. Give him back his money.
He can afford to lose $500.
Mm-hmm. But can you afford to lose 5 years of your life?
There ain't nobody gonna jail Brad Randall.
The law has a name for what you're doing. Conspiracy to commit theft.
You've got no evidence.
I didn't want any. If I'd have followed you to the creek this morning where you switched horses with El Toro as my witness, I'd have to turn you over to the marshal right now. But I thought I'd give you another chance, just for old time's sake.
Mighty big of you.
I'm giving you 24 hours to run that race over again. But this time with a horse that you originally tried to sell Maxwell. And this time he's going to get his money back.
If I do, then what?
You and I will both be in the clear, and you can wash your hands of this business.
Oh, speaking of business, how'd you like to mind your own?
Just had a talk with Randall. He should be over here before the day is over.
Well, with my money, I hope.
Oh, I couldn't demand that of him. Might as well ask him to plead guilty.
But then how am I going to get my money?
If he should challenge you to another race, you take him up on it. Only this time, his horse will lose.
Oh, I get the setup. Say, it sounds like you got the goods on him.
No, I haven't. There's not enough evidence to warrant an arrest.
Well, not yet. But I've been doing some thinking, kid. Now, Randall must have 2 horses, maybe 3, that look enough alike to be brothers, and probably are.
Yeah, that's possible.
Now, wherever he's got this fast horse staked out, it can't be too far from town. Say, me and the boys wouldn't have to cover much territory to uncover that animal.
When will you start looking for him?
Well, pretty soon if Randall doesn't come up with that offer you mentioned.
Give him a chance, John. Where's Brad?
Kinsawi, he's not at the creek, but his slow horse is still there.
Probably out taking care of the fast one. We'll catch him at the boarding house.
Hello there. I'm sorry, no mail for either of you.
Well, the only time that El Toro gets a letter is to tell him that again he's an uncle.
Is Brad around?
I haven't seen Mr. Randall.
When you see him, will you tell him I'd like to talk to him?
Oh, Vi. You know, if my eyes were ailing, they'd be well right now.
Kit Carson wants to talk to you.
Well, it's your voice I'd rather listen to.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. I'm not at all pleased about the $20 you gave my brother.
Well, if you think he was underpaid...
He was overpaid. You're giving him an idea of life in terms of easy money. You could be the ruin of that boy.
You know, when you get all hepped up, you're as cute as a bug's ear. Too cute to be a waitress in a boarding house.
But I like being a waitress. You meet such interesting people.
And you interest me. As a matter of fact, you're the only girl who ever really has. I got a good mind to let you hog-tie me and settle me down.
You'll have to excuse me now. Mother and Ed are out, and I have all the work to do.
Let it wait.
Mr. Randall, I'm here to serve the guests and make them comfortable. But that doesn't mean I'm here to be mauled and pawed over.
Now, don't get me wrong, honey. Old man Randall's on the level. I'm giving you a chance to trade that apron for a wedding gown. Chance to get yourself waited on while we honeymoon in a swell hotel in Frisco.
Take your hands away.
So you don't think I'm good enough for you? You don't like me? Well, I'm gonna give you a chance to find out different.
No! Stop them! Stop it! Let me go!
Better they settle it now when there can be no killing.
Going on here?
A little argument, Senora.
Little?
It's all over now, but no one seems to be hurt.
Now get out of here. Where's my gun?
Adios, Senor Randall.
I don't take orders from you, nor any man. I'll give you 2 hours to get out of town, and I'm coming after you.
Well, this is it. Now we've got proof.
You're Kit's best friend. Can't you reason with him?
There are some things a man must do, Senora, or he can no longer call himself a man.
What did you find out?
Brad Randall is still in town. He's waiting for Kit somewhere on the street. Everyone knows about him and Kit.
What about Marshal Trent? Why can't he put Randall in jail?
There's no charge. There's no evidence.
If my husband were alive,
I'm sorry, Senora. It cannot be avoided. Kit cannot back down, and Brad will not.
Kit, don't go.
If I don't, he'll come here.
You could leave town.
That's asking quite a lot of a man.
I'm afraid you're right.
Don't you realize no matter what happens, I'll blame myself?
You needn't. This all began long before either one of us ever met you.
I don't understand.
Brad is a man of the outdoors, and so am I. I gave him every chance, but he either wouldn't or couldn't learn to be civilized. This was bound to happen. Sooner or later, we were bound to clash.
But there must be some other way out.
Well, he set his own time, and his time's running out.
There's nothing I can do about Randall yet. I can't arrest a man just for bragging. Look! Better get off the street, men. Looks like it's going to be trouble. All right, get on your feet.
Marshal, hold that man.
What's the charge?
Grand theft, and I can prove it. There's the ringer he used to cheat me on a crooked horse race. We found him pegged out over Loma Creek.
Yeah, I heard all about that race. Thanks, John. You're going to get free room and board for a while. Some of you boys get to dock. All right, Randall, let's go.
Pretty tough having to draw on a man who was once your friend.
I only wanted to wing him.
Well, I'm glad you didn't kill him. A man like that might turn out to be a useful citizen if he's learned his lesson.
As I ought to know.
Well, it didn't take jail to teach you.
Mr. Maxwell, here's your $20, sir.
That's the $20 that Brad gave him for riding his horse.
Well, you keep it, Ned.
No, I don't want anything to do with crooked money.
You'll do.
Kit, we're so relieved.
I'm relieved myself.
Young man, where have you been?
I gave Mr. Maxwell the money I thought earned honestly yesterday.
Caramba, I can no longer call you muchacho. That was the action of a man.
You don't have to worry anymore about me and the law, Mom.
The only kind he wants is between book covers in Judge White's office.
Ned.
Well, it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios.
See, you were telling me all kinds of stuff during the show, and I wanted to save that till now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You were talking about Bob Carson.
Yes.
But they called him John. But
and I never knew that. I thought his name was Bob all these years.
So you were saying that he practically lived with y'all for a winter or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So tell me about him, because he's in several episodes. This is only the 18th episode of Kit Carson,
Yeah.
and he is in a lead in this episode 17, he is it's called the Return of Trigger Dawson, and he's Trigger Dawson. So what about?
Well, he
Bob?
was just a stunt man, and like I say, he practically lived with us one winter back in the late 40s, early 50s. And anyway, I've been around him forever, it seemed like, and he was a stunt man and actor halfway, like me. And anyway, he was just a very dear friend.
Good deal. So did he do stuff at rodeos and stuff too?
No, he was strictly in the business, in the movie business. He didn't do much in the rodeo that I ever saw, anyway.
So with this, do you remember where it was filmed?
Yeah, it was filmed in Burbank.
In Burbank?
Yeah.
Well, what Western set would that have been? Do you know?
Don't remember. It might have been Columbia. I don't know.
Okay. And how long did y'all take to film this?
3 days, I think.
So
for my part,
yeah,
we were on location 2 days, and I think we shot 1 day in the studio.
Shot in the studio,
yeah.
And so
that was in the house there, where all the stuff in the town.
So in relevance, where the house was, where was the house? Was it at the town, or was it in a different place?
It was in the studio next to the town.
Okay.
It was indoors.
So it's all movie tricks.
Yeah. And then the location was out in San Fernando.
Okay.
Where we did the racing and stuff.
So how far away was that from where?
Well, back then that was quite a ways, but it was only about 15 miles or 20 miles. Of course, now there is no vacant area out there, so it's all city.
I've never been to California, so I don't know. Yeah, I've seen it across like Lake Havasu,
yeah.
But I've never been to California. So, like when you would get a gig like this, you know, how far in advance did you know that you were cast for this episode?
I have this particular one. I think I had like 2 weeks to get ready for it.
And when did you get your script?
In 2 weeks.
In
before,
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you had 2 weeks to prepare for it.
Prepare for it. And at 16, I didn't prepare very well. So.
16, I didn't prepare for anything very well.
No, I don't know if I was 16. It was 51. I was born in 37, so what was that make? I was only 15.
I have to count on my fingers.
Yeah.
So you were only 15?
Well,
you were born in 37?
Yeah, 47.
I mean,
47 is 10 years, and then
48, 49, 50, 51. You were only 14.
Yeah, 14.
If you hadn't had your, you were only 14. So, and and this was released it aired on December 8th of 51.
Well, we made it probably earlier in the summer.
Okay, so that I'm just wondering how long they stayed ahead of schedule on these.
I have no idea.
How far?
Because it was warm. It wasn't cold.
Yeah, it looked like it was plenty warm. All right, I got a couple other questions. Let's see here. Like the film quality. I mean, that's the best copy I think I could find.
Yeah.
And there's all kind of little splotches and stuff, and that's a real shame because a lot of people worked really hard to to make that.
Well, that's the same with all my old movies. They're all dilapidated, and like the Red Ryder movies, there's a couple of them, and there's not very good quality at all.
Wow.
And they just didn't save them because it was too expensive to reproduce them, and when they wore out, they just threw them away.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a real shame.
There's a lot of movies that got that way, too. I mean, not just mine, but some really big movies fell apart because they were nitrate or something or other. That's why they started redoing everything down at Universal Studios.
Yeah, I think there's some movies that all that's left is the posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a shame.